And we're back here on turn 10. Turn 10 is a little harder hitting turn. Since we're below 70% now, there's going to be 2 Glory of Evils, and that's going to, if you're not prepared for it, it's going to do some damage. So you just got to watch out for that. Every 5th turn, you're going to get a 2nd Glory of Evil, and that's going to be a bit of a pain. But we're prepared for it, so. With these videos, I just really wanted to show you guys the raw how-to of how to do this. I know sometimes on how-to videos we get like the perfect scenario, but this clear is going to be not the perfect scenario at all. You're going to see me make mistakes. I'm going to be checking the wiki page from time to time over and over again because I don't want to make a mistake, and I just want to take you through my thought process when I clear these trials. It's a grind. It's just all there is to it. You gotta do the research. You gotta try to figure it out. And so yeah, so we're carrying on with the rotation. We're getting close to that 40% threshold. At 40%, the boss is going to do an AoE wipe, guaranteed kill of all your party members. You can Genji shield or safety bit. You can death resist it. It doesn't make much difference to me though, because there's only so much death resist in the equipment in the game. And if you push on the right turns, I try to push on turns where the next turn is a safe turn, what I would call a safe turn, because the enemy is going to attack a very manageable way. But until you get down there, it's just business as usual. So I like to try to push after his mitigation has wore off, so that I know that I'm going to push deep into the next threshold is at 20%. I want to push deep into the 20%. I don't want to go below 25% though, because for this clear, the way I'm doing it, the way I've sort of worked it out, is I want to be pushing on turn 15 for the first one, and I want to be pushing on turn 23 for the next one. And that's for a very good reason. And that reason is on turn 23, he is going to unleash and do massive damage. And so I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't know, in several of my clears I've had Charlotte's limit burst up, so it's 50% mitigation, general mitigation. I've had Charlotte's cooldown, so that's 75% magic mitigation. And I've had physical cover up as well as Golem, so 75% physical mitigation just in case something went wrong, as well as Sylvie's limit burst up. Basically, as protected as you could possibly be in this game in any one round, I was, and I got absolutely horribly obliterated and do not know why. And it's happened to me twice, so I'm not sure why or how it does it, but turn 23 for me seems to be like the bane of my existence, so I just flat out skip it. And so I kind of like hang on here for a little bit. Not going to push him past 40%. I got him to 41, which is perfect. I want to make sure that my Grimlords are ready to go. Give them a nice magic buff. Make sure that their stacks are ready all the way as high as they can go. The adds are completely harmless until you cross the 40% threshold, and then they're only dangerous when the 2 of opposite elements are on the screen at the same time. So if, say, fire and ice are on the field at the same time, or light and dark, I actually run into a big problem and do not clear the adds of the same element in the same turn, and I get berserked. My Ayaka actually gets berserked in this fight in a few turns, and it is horrible. I didn't expect to happen, but I was magically able to recover because I was able to study the wiki enough to know what the enemy was going to do, and I was able to sort of look out and figure out the best path forward. So this clear actually takes me, I think, 4 or 5 turns longer than it normally does for my Grimlords, but I had to deal with being berserked, so. But yeah, turn 23 is just a nightmare. I can't deal with it. I don't know. You can leave in the comments. Tell me how you got through it. Again, full magic mitigation, full physical mitigation, totally covered, AoE re-raised. It didn't matter. It just blew me apart. So I'm not sure. So turn 14, again, I want to make sure all my ducks are in a row, so when I push next turn, I'm good to go. Having Phoenix on Charlotte allows her to re-raise herself. Bosch is a good unit because he can cast re-raise on himself, And both of my, I put Holy One on Sylvie, so she could dual white magic. She has re-raise, so she'll be able to put 2 re-raises on, and my Ayaka also has obviously dual white magic, and she can cast 2 re-raises. I have Genji Shield on Ayaka for no reason, for whatever, but I think I cast 4 re-raises anyway. But yeah, the turns when you get wiped are actually super nice because you just re-raise and up you come, and the battle just kind of starts all over again. It's way easier to deal with AoE death than it is to deal with all the madness that goes on. Yeah, so that field is filling up with ads right now, and I guess I just kind of got, I just was like, oh, no big deal, right? But it turns out it is a big deal. So I want to push this turn, and I want to push as far as I can. There's some times when I pushed past 20 by accident, but this time it pushes to 24, and I don't like that. But that's the way it goes. So yeah, we're gonna carry on and hope for the best. So I was able to kill actually all the ads, so that's super nice. Except for the fire, I just leave the fire there. There's no need to switch, my stacks are already built up. I don't want to have to start rebuilding my stacks. So the fight changes drastically once you get below 40%. There's a new chart below on the wiki that tells you more about what's going on, and this is the one you want to deal with. And it talks about when the enemy is above 25%, he's going to do this, and when he's below, he's going to do this. And so we're on turn 17, we're going to get an extra Glory of Evil, an extra AoE physical, and extra AoE magic. And we're on turn 16, so we actually don't get anything. And that's perfect. Because I have to, that's the reason why I pushed on turn 15, because I knew turn 16 was a safe turn, so I get to reapply my buffs, get straight away, get everything ready to go to continue on with the fight. With Grimlords, I just want to keep, I want to build those stacks. I want to keep him above 25% health, because when he's below 25, he does even more extra attacks. So not only does he do the extra for being below 40, he's going to do the extra. And so, but basically, the top rotation carries on, but he adds a few extra attacks. And those are what you got to worry about, is those extras. And so my sound kind of comes in and out at this point. I'm not really sure why, but so as you can see now, Glory of Evil, Crimson, whatever. So AoE physical and AoE magic, not a big deal. Sometimes I think I made more of this fight than it was, but I could feel that I was gonna actually get a good recording of this one, so I wanted to make sure I got it right. So get those stacks going with Grimlord and just start hammering them. Make sure my stacks are as high as they're going to go, and I want to push, I want to make sure to push below 20% when it gets to turn 23, so I still got like, 6 turns to go, so I'm going to be wasting some time. I'm going to be trying to figure some of this stuff out. Again, checking the wiki page, trying to figure out what's coming. Turn 19 is going to be a doozy, so you got to be prepared for turn 19. Turn 19 and turn 23 are like the hard ones, and so if I can get past turn 19, I know I got this fight down. But here we are at turn 17, so it shouldn't be a big deal at all. Like I said, I just want to take you through my thought process. This is how I do the fight. There's even I edited out a few mistakes that I made, so I just reset the app and got to keep going. Because I only have a couple friends on my friend list that have a Grimlord set up, so like I could do the whole fight over again, but it takes me like 45 minutes, so I just reset and do it again. So again, just checking the wiki, making sure now turn 18 what's coming. And it'll depend for you. If you haven't pushed past 40%, your turn 18 is going to look different than my turn 18. But we'll all sync up. As soon as you cross that threshold, we're all going to sync up at the chart below. And when you cross 25% threshold, whatever turn that is, you know, we'll all sync up there again. So there's a light apostle on here, and I'm just attacking him for the LB crysts. I just want to keep some damage going, keep some crysts flowing. Again, remember I'm stalling. I don't want to get the moon below 25%. This is just unnecessary. It's going to take off its mitigation soon. I'm going to be able to deal some good damage to it. So there's no sense taking extra damage when I don't have to. I think I could have set it up a little bit better. I could have figured it out a little bit better, but what I did seems fine. I just wish my audio wouldn't desync. Like my phone is full of videos, and I think that's what's happening is my storage is just so full that because I haven't had this problem since I've been starting to record a bunch of these FFBE videos, and they're often lengthy, you know, like 40 minutes in length, and some of them it's starting to desync, and I find that when I clear out my photos, if I do a bunch of deleting, then it seems to work much better. I think the phone processor is just slowing down, not able to keep up. But yeah, I do this all on my phone too. None of this is like, I'm not spark chaining with a macro or anything, no computer. Okay, so check it out. So there's fire and ice on the apostles on the field at the same time, and look at Ayaka. She just got berserked, and I am in trouble. I know I've got to push at turn 23. I know turn 20 is a double whatever that is, the big AoE magic attack. I can't think, I'm tired. but I know it's a hard turn, and I know I'm basically just going to have to survive. And so this is where Glory of Evil, that's what it is. I know that because I've got Grimlord Sakura's, that it is really going to help out. Grimlord Sakura's got some great utility. She can give you AoE re-res, she can give you general mitigation 35%, she can give you a decent firelight, what is it, firelight, lightning buff. She can give you, yeah, I'm just trying to get, I know I have to get them off the field. I gotta get them off the field, otherwise, yeah, get out of here, Ice. Otherwise it's just gonna be berserk after berserk. I think even Bosch gets berserk later, but it's not as big of a deal later, because I think I have the moon killed by then, but yeah, you'll see Grimlord's just so good at utility. Perfect, really, I mean, for this fight. Like this, I ended up dragging this fight out, I think 30 some turns. So it worked out just perfect. So now it's all, see, this is the nitty gritty of a fight right here. What are you gonna do when everything goes south? And so anyways, that'll be the end of this video, and I'll upload part 3 as soon as I can, and you'll see the conclusion. So stick around, and I'll see you in a bit.